afternoon. Our community Noah wants to introduce today to Dr. Giovanni Pace, who is going to introduce he's going to talk us about autism. Dr. Giovanni, what have you studied and what is your knowledge about autism?
I have studied in Italy psychology and I've become clinical psychologist. I've been working with autism since qualifying. I've been working at different levels, so in this sense I'm a clinical psychologist and I'm working with autism and the family of my patients with autism. And I had some experience even as a manager of a unit working with clients with autism.
And what is the age group who suffers from this syndrome?
Well, autism is a lifelong disability, it's a condition, it's a syndrome. Therefore, the science thinks, and actually on the clinical side, this is true as well, that basically a person will be born as autistic, will be autistic, rather than getting an illness from someone. So the age group, it depends when the diagnosis will be done. Usually a child with autism will be diagnosed once they arrive to school. So let's say primary school, year 1, year 2, 5 to 7 years. It's very rare that a person gets a diagnosis at a later stage in their life. So on the other side, I've experienced working with children with autism, adolescents and adults and older people. Because a young person with autism will develop in an adult with autism. Autism doesn't go away.
And Dr. Giovanni, would you tell us the signs of autism in kids?
Children with autism usually, let's make an introduction. Every person, as much as a person without autism is unique, a person with autism will be unique as well. There are some parts, some symptoms and signs that are common, but specifically they will be different. As an example, there are children with autism who avoid completely having eye contact with other human beings. This is not true for everybody. Some people with autism actually like to touch people, even if commonly that's not true. In movies and in cinema, this is not true. Usually a person with autism will be depicted as somebody that stays in a corner, doesn't speak with other people. That's not necessarily true. What is true is that every person with autism will have an impairment in communication. So for a person with autism it will be very complex to communicate what is an internal state or an emotion, and they will have certain difficulties in reading other people's behavior. So they may not understand why you want to hug them or why you want to speak to them. They may be afraid of them. They may overreact in a sense. But the common signs usually is a person that doesn't, a child that doesn't interact with other children, that has difficulty in communication and tends to be very, very sensible on a sensory level. So for example, they want to eat just a specific kind of food, or they scream because they don't know how to communicate otherwise, and especially they may not develop a good level of language skills. So you can have people 10 years old that speak like a child of 3 years old, so just a little words. But every person with autism is different, so they will have different symptoms and different signs.
And Dr. Giovanni, do you think that it's possible to help the parents to teach them how to deal with this syndrome for their children?
Well, yes, it's something I have been doing since I qualified. Working with a person with autism is rarely working just with the person who actually has the diagnosis. A proper intervention has to be done even on the other side, on the family side. because a person with autism will have lots of difficulties in expressing himself or herself. Is mostly male for some reason. The science doesn't really know, but mainly will be a son with autism rather than a daughter, even if there are cases, absolutely. But especially what I was saying is when working with family will be just great and better, because a family needs to understand what are the needs of the person with autism rather than reacting to them. In my experience, many families get caught in the vortex of not knowing what to do, being confused, be ashamed of having a person with autism in the family, because they do show a complex and strange behavior. In this sense, helping a family to understand what autism is, what can they actually do, and what they can get out from the social care and the government is so important in any kind of approach to autism. And helping a parent to cope with the daily struggle, because having a person with autism can be very complex. Mostly because of not knowing what's going on. So in this sense, families can get a lot of help out of any intervention. Even just to understand what autism is, up to sharing their experiences with other parents and having some being helped by other parents, which may have more knowledge, or they may have more ability to cope. It's so important to making families aware of what autism is and what they can actually do, and they can do a lot.
Giovanni, could you tell us the conclusion about this syndrome?
Well, that's complex in a way, because unfortunately, scientific research up to today don't really they haven't discovered what is the reason behind why a person becomes autistic in this sense. This doesn't mean that there is nothing to do. Absolutely. In my experience, working with families coping with autism, I've seen so many families getting in what is called technically negative coping mechanism. So because there is a lack of understanding of what autism is, and there is the social stigma of having a person with mental health, which is can be real for some communities, but overall in the world, that's true. Having a person with autism or mental health issue is something to be ashamed of. And this is part of the reason why a person with autism may develop even further mental health issue, more severe. That has been studied. It's easy to, if we think of just about UK, in UK we have 700,000 people with a diagnosis of autism and 3 million of family members affected by it. Because whenever you have a diagnosis of autism in your family, it's not only the person having issue at that time, not only the person who actually has the diagnosis, it will be the family adjusting itself, wrapping itself around the issue. So I have seen so many people not going on holidays anymore because they don't know how to explain it, because the child or the adult will be disrupted and showing challenging behavior. All this is created not by the diagnosis itself, it's created by the lack of support. Because usually a family, not everybody needs to have a degree in psychology or a degree to be a psychotherapist. We are not, as parents, we are not called to do that. But the role of the family, if there is a conclusion, the role of the family is so fundamental, because helping a family to cope with autism means simplifying the life of the person with autism and the family. So in this sense, what I've been doing has been providing a parent training or creating support, facilitating support groups for families in terms of exchanging feelings, sharing how difficult it is. It can be very helpful because isolation is part of the syndrome of autism. The family system of autism will be an isolated family. Yeah? In this sense, autism, whenever autism happens, whenever a diagnosis of autism appears in a family, the life of this family will be impacted and will change. This doesn't mean that the new life has to be a bad life. In this sense, as I'm concluding my intervention, is I believe that connecting for families, getting help, and knowing what are the expectations about diagnosis is what we can really do about autism. Because autism is a lifelong condition, doesn't go away, but stays, and all the families needs to learn how to cope with it.
It's like a second opportunity for them.
It is a second opportunity. It is.
Thank you very much, Dr.